Have you ever heard of the Potawatomi chief whose courage and resistance helped define a pivotal chapter in northern Indiana history? Chief Menominee's story is deeply tied to Plymouth, Indiana, and the tragic forced removal known as the Potawatomi Trail of Death. Chief Menominee, born around 1791, was a respected Potawatomi leader and spiritual guide, whose village was located on the reservation land near Twin Lakes, about 5 miles southwest of present-day Plymouth. His community at Myers Lake and Cook Lake became a center for those Potawatomi who resisted ceding their land in the 1830s due to the Treaty of St. Mary's. During Indiana's territorial era and into statehood, the U.S. government negotiated a series of treaties that increasingly pressured indigenous tribes to relinquish their lands. Menominee's mark appears on early treaties, but he refused to participate in later agreements that would relinquish his tribe's reservation lands near Plymouth. And his steadfast refusal to give up those lands would set the stage for conflict with federal authorities. In 1838, after the Treaty of Yellow River and continued encroachment by settlers, Menominee and 859 Potawatomi were forcibly removed from their homes in northern Indiana. This brutal forced march to reservation lands near present-day Potawatomi, Kansas, over 660 miles away, became known as the Potawatomi Trail of Death. The conditions of the march were harsh and unforgiving, as the journey would stretch over 61 days, and 42 members of the group, many of whom were children, died along the way. Menominee survived the march but died less than 3 years later, and he is buried at St. Mary's Mission in Kansas. Although the removal was a devastating chapter, his legacy lives on near Plymouth, as in 1909 the state of Indiana erected a statue of Chief Menominee near the headwaters of the Yellow River, roughly 3 miles southwest of the town. This monument was the first memorial to a Native American erected under a state or federal legislative act, and the site is now listed on the National Register of Historic Places, which marks the beginning of the Potawatomi Trail of Death Regional Historic Trail. Today, the story of Chief Menominee and his people is an essential part of Plymouth's history, reminding us of the enduring impact of Native American heritage and the complex, often painful history of settlement in Indiana.
Hoosier History.